Hey guys, I'm Andrei, a certified translator and a real estate concierge. My company has been relocating people to Belarus over the last 3 years, and we are responsible for every possible step you may take from your visa up till your residency here in Belarus. Today we're going to talk about rental deals. It's a frequent subject, so I guess some of you who have seen the previous videos on the matter will actually know the general idea. Others may pick up a few tricks that will help them to settle down here in Belarus. Let's say find a temporary base. Let's see what kind of tips and tricks we can voice today based on the recent experience looking for a two-room flat for a student and a Canadian, basically, looking to settle for a year. Generally, the options are broken down into the agency options and the private options, direct options, which are my favorite because you cut out the agency, the middleman, and you can talk directly, including the price negotiations. So that makes things simpler. The deal is faster and it's kind of more transparent, especially the negotiable part, because we'll discuss this case later. Sometimes the promises are not really delivered. The current search got us some 80 apartments. Some 8 or 9 of them were actually private ones, direct deals. We never got to the agency options, just signed the contract yesterday. And let's see what kind of options those were. The criteria were a linguistic student, my favorite, Minsk State Linguistic University by Victory Square, with a lot of bureaucracy and not many people speaking English in the international department. Actually, this many people. And we are picking up our contract today to finish the registration, for which we'll need some more papers from the university, but that's a lyrical side story. So to put it short, my Canadian was looking for a place for some $400 to $600 a month, with a place with everything, like a basic place but with everything, well located, versus the location of the Linguistic University, Victory Square, so any place between like the area of Gorky Park and the War Museum in like northern part of the city center. At first search we got some 8 options, which is again direct options listed by the owners, and our owners are people generally are not the best businessmen. So when you contact some people, they say, oh, is it really online? We're here outside the city in our dacha doing the countryside stuff. We will be back in 2 days. What kind of business these people are looking for, but we never got to see that place. Out of 8 options, 2 were still running. Basically, the description said that they were available in a couple of months, but there's not much time to read description when you're hunting for a flat. That's from my personal experience. 2 were kind of shut down the booking. It's still online, kind of, but we closed the deal. And 5 we were to see, 2 we never saw, and 3 we saw. One of them I didn't film, but let's see what kind of flats they were. Roughly 40 meters large, 2 rooms in each one of them, and the second one was basically ideal, so that we saw the third one just to highlight the fact that the previous options were good and one of them was the best. One of them, actually the first one of them, came with very unrealistic price. I won't be giving you too many details again, but roughly this big, this much a month, and again, one of them was ideal, especially with negotiated price, and the other, I'm not sure what the guy's hoping for, but it was overpriced. So out of the 2 options over here, we found the first one to be very centrally located, which is not necessarily a plus when there's linguistic university involved or any other university. Central location gets you into a busy spot, all right. You have metro next door, but generally doesn't feel handy with linguistic university in mind. I'll try to put it on the map over here. And it's overpriced, in my opinion, at least by $100 versus what it's offering, because although the floor wasn't the highest, I think it was like third or fourth floor, that no lift, fourth I think. The place itself didn't give an impression of a $500 a month place, just at first glance. When the number of options is limited, you kind of minimize your scale of requirements, let's say. The second place looked and felt ideal from the first glance, first call. Good pictures, adequate owner, calm lady that, makes one of those best landladies ever, of course, until some problems erupt. The place is basically a walk away from the linguistic university behind Gorky Park, like by the river, if you know the geography. And generally, you can see yourself, it's fairly compact, it has a lift, it has very, very green courtyard, which is really good. And that was our pick eventually. Previous client, a UK citizen, got himself an apartment, and I generally very much don't mind if people find their own deals, but the last several cases were kind of interesting when people got their deals and then were troubled by certain issues from the agencies, from the owners. There's just two cases like this for now. The UK guy, I told him how it works because he's my relocation client and that's what the consultancy includes. I told him about what to expect, what to be aware of, what to be ready for. And he says, yeah, I'm happy if you can help me. So if you're not really like specific in your wishes, if you let it go with the flow, you might succeed. But in the end, like with this UK guy, the agent may say, oh, and there's my $250 for the flat. Agencies charge half of the month's rent. So this may be a steep condition if you like the place, if the price wasn't voiced for the agency's searches, for the agency's service, it may come as a bit of an unpleasant surprise. So technically we may agree that yes, the guy cut on my translation services, which are about the same cost, but with negotiations to the price, which we had with my Canadian client, he literally got my services free of charge. And I would think the services of an advanced translator are an asset in such a deal, especially when you not just get the linguistic assistance in this deal, also a bit of cultural assistance. Actually, you get the deal. And secondly, you get yourself a witness about what was arranged, how things were arranged. And given that some agents are becoming less and less interested once they get your money, the contract paperwork, the related paperwork, the immigration part that they don't know of, that becomes your own homework. Good for practice in survival, but I would say that if you wish to get a comfortable setup, that's not the best way to go. I mean, not with the agencies. The second story belongs to a guy who is about to relocate here, so he has an idea, an intention, but he kind of takes his moves without me as his relocation operator, like considering them, giving him, let's say, a side opinion or something for which he obviously has a right. But as we may see, it also doesn't work out very well. So he just posted this question on Facebook group about what to do. He gave a 2-month deposit to his apartment, which he obviously found through an agency. And they said, yeah, we'll put in an air conditioner, you shouldn't worry. He was away, now he's back, and they say, no, let's make it a 4-month deposit. And like that violates the original arrangement, which was obviously never written down. The agency has dissolved in the thin air, and he's asking like what to do because those owners said, if you cancel, we'll just keep your 2 months deposit in our pocket. That's it. So ask yourself what you are going to do in an unfamiliar city with no connections or contacts. And it's not that any connections here would just resolve your matter. The country mostly goes by laws, if you know what I mean, and you may want to have a witness to the arrangement or just have it written down. Although, again, some people go with the impression that we must put all the things in the contract and we will push our point and stuff. We will make a video about that at some point. I've been to courts for 2 years to pursue what's written down in the contract, and I wouldn't say that's the most exciting thing to do. Back to the second apartment guy. I would say he discounted the services of an assistant, of a translator. He trusted them to sign the contract the way it was kind of declared verbally. Now he's facing with the aftermath of that. So that's briefly it about the rentals. Thank you very much for watching the video. This was Andrei from Minsk. Whether or not you are planning to relocate, maybe if it's just a travel, I'll be happy to see you in town for a cup of coffee or a consultancy, which makes the perfect starting point of your trip here, whether that's tourism or relocation. Thank you from Minsk. Cheers. See you later.